everyone, it's Danny. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a layout just because I wanted to join in with Scrappy Christmas in July. I only managed to get one layout done, but that's okay. This layout I'm making was made during a crop with, well, I don't know whether you can call it crop. I had a friend over and we scrapped together. So yeah, that's why you may see I am not necessarily super focused on what I'm doing filming wise. I'm making sure I stay in frame and whatnot because I was chatting away for most of it. But what I'm doing here is I'm going through some of my papers, and for the majority of what I'm going to be using is the Kaisercraft Peace and Joy collection, which is I think from 2015. It's pretty old now, but I like the traditional colors in it for this photo because it's a photo of my son. This was his first ever Christmas, and it was actually Christmas Eve, and he's opening up some presents. And the colors in that photo are very sort of red and sort of traditional Christmas colors. So I've pulled out my Sizzix Big Shot. I'm going to run some dyes through. I do use that one in the top left for the pine cone, but that one that you saw just down in the bottom right there is what I'm going to use for the majority of the branches. So I'm going to make a Christmas tree, and I cut at least 50 of those branches, and I think 6 of the pine cones. So I spent a lot of the time just cutting dies or die cuts, and yeah, it took a while. You can see there. So I've cut out a bunch in different shades of green, and I'm going to make a Christmas tree. I'm going to layer them on top of each other and sort of make a sort of an ombre from dark to light, from top to bottom. And I have seen a layout like this. I can't remember where I saw it. I went on Pinterest, I had a hunt for it, I couldn't find the layout that I'm thinking of. So yeah, I would like to give credit because this is technically a scrap lift. I have seen this technique before, although I think they use a cut file and not dies. But yeah, I saw it once quite a while ago, and yeah, I'm sorry that I couldn't find that layout. But anyhow, I'm just going to go ahead and lay them all out and sort of vary the colors slightly in between the layers so they're not sort of stark, distinct layers. I want them to sort of blend into each other. And now that I have that all laid out, I'm going to go ahead with my glue, and I'm just gluing down the base of each branch. You can see there I have my giant bottle of glue. That is because my friend was using my fine liner bottle or my fine tip bottle. So it did get a bit messy, but there we go. It got there in the end. I love this effect. It looks so good in real life. It looked so much better than I had even hoped. There's so much dimension. It's so fluffy and realistic looking. I'm in love with how it turned out. And of course, it's a gorgeous wood grain background, so how could I not love that? So here I'm going in with my Gina K Gold Glitter Gel. I think it's Glitz Glitter Gel is the actual name of it. And this stuff is so cool. It is so sparkly, and it's kind of like a jelly consistency. It's not like anything I've ever used before, but oh, it's so pretty. And unfortunately, the camera and the photos do not do it justice. It just can't pick up on how beautiful it is in real life, but you'll just have to take my word for it. The stencil I'm using is the Snowy stencil from Kaisercraft. I use this a lot. I really like it just for sort of random little sprinkles of circles. And now I'm taking my photo and I am going to back it with some white tissue paper. This was actually really fun. I mean, it kind of felt weird at first doing a Christmas layout in the middle of the year, but I love Christmas, and this really got me in the mood for thinking about this Christmas coming up and getting ready to plan my family Christmas and think about what we might do. And yeah, it was really fun. I really enjoyed it. That's where my photo is going to go roughly. Just going to, of course, I have to put a star on my tree. I love that. Little gold glitter star. That's just one I've cut out from gold glitter paper with one of my dies. There's all the little pine cones done. I just cut them out of a very dark brown paper. I think it's got a slight pattern on it. And I've coated them with Dimensional Magic. Now, that stuff, I have had that bottle since I started scrapbooking in my early 20s. So probably 10 years, really. Yeah, a long time. And it's still good. I really thought it would be bad when I pulled it out, but it wasn't. It was fine. So it's sort of like a glossy topper, and it makes things kind of 3D. I guess it kind of adds like a puffy effect two elements, which is really cool. So this is actually the next day I'm coming in. That Dimensional Magic takes 3 to 6 hours, I think, to try. It takes a long time. So I've just glued down my little pine cones, and I've just glued down the base so they still sort of stick up and realistic. I really like how that turned out. Now this little die, I think it's meant to be for a card, but I'm going to use it for my title because I like the sentiment and I couldn't really think of a title, and I like that it echoes the shape of the tree. Now this paper I'm using, it is from this collection, but as you can see, when I put it on the background, it comes off more burgundy than red, and it's just quite a bit darker than the red in the photo. So what I've done instead is grabbed a brighter red, and it's got some sort of faint green script through it, but I'm not too worried about that. It doesn't really show in the final finished product. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and cut that out 3 times. I want to make this a little bit dimensional, so I am going to layer them on top of each other with a little bit of adhesive. I'm just starting with one, like you saw, one end or edge of the cut file there, not cut file, die cut there, and then I am just slowly working my way across the bottom edge, making sure everything is really carefully lined up. And I'm only using a very, very thin bead of glue because it's quite a thin little die cut. And the paper is not the thickest paper either. This is from a different collection, a different manufacturer. So once I've done that, I'm just going to work my way up from the bottom, and I've done that 3 times with 3 layers. And then this is the last layer I've cut out of a cream color, and I'm actually going to offset that slightly. So I don't have to be so careful with lining this up because I do want it to be a little bit offset, and that is going to give a sort of highlight effect on the letters, kind of like they're kind of 3D. And I really like how that looks. It really helps it pop up off the page without actually being lifted up on foam because it is a thin die cut. I didn't want to try and put foam behind it. I would have had to cut it so thin that it would have been really flimsy, really pointless. So I like how that helped it make it look dimensional. Working on my photo here, everything made it along pretty well up until the point where I'm looking at embellishment, which is just kind of typical for me, really. Just putting some layers on my photo. I just do that red layer and then this poinsettia and like pale green coloured paper. And then, yeah, embellishments. And I struggle a lot. I've cut most of it out. I really love that wood veneer piece. This is a Christmas set. I'm not sure which collection it's from, but it's Kaisercraft as well. And I love that 25. But as I mentioned earlier, this photo was taken on Christmas Eve, and I had forgotten about that as I was scrapping, but I do remember shortly, and I go, oh no, I can't use the 25. So yeah, that's a bit disappointing. This is the sticker sheet. I don't actually have any ephemera for this collection, but I have the 12 by 12 sticker sheet, so I'm trying to get a few of those on there. I like that holly. And yeah, I try with this trim. It just wasn't working for me. I think because the tree looks so realistic and yeah, like 3-dimensional, those, I don't know, the white border on the stickers I think was what was throwing me. I like that open me phrase because obviously he's opening a gift. I put that wreath in, but it doesn't stay there. Yeah, there's just too much white. It's just a big blob of white there. It just doesn't look right. So it will come off. Try this tag. Didn't like it. Again, I think just too much white. That wood grain is it's not super dark, but it's not a really pale wood grain. It is somewhat dark. So yeah, I was struggling. I like that scallop border strip. I cut a bit of that off just for a bit more of a pop of red on that side. And you can tell I'm struggling with what to do next because I glue my photo down. I know that's not moving, so I'm just going to do what I can for now while I'm deciding on embellishments. I like that gift little present wood veneer, so I pop that in there instead. I still have that 25 on there. I'm still, even though I know I shouldn't use it or I don't want to use it, I still want to use it. It does come off though. So I'm going to add in some more of the glitter gel because I'm addicted to this stuff now. I can't stop using it. And then I found this little poinsettia flower in the wood veneer set, and I like that. So I don't like it as much as the 25, but I'm just making peace with it. So that will go in there. Now these die cut sets are from the reject shop, a couple of years ago. I've had them for a while anyway. I can't remember the name of the collection, sorry. But I do like that red phrase sticker for below my title, but then it's all red, so I do find a different one that fits better. I like that envelope. It looks alright now. I think, yeah, just too much white. I don't know. I like those little sweets. One of those does make it on. I love that gift. Oh, it's so cute. It's gold foiled. It's white with black polka dots. It's got the little red gift tag. It's perfect, but I was just really struggling to make it fit. I don't like the sort of sharpness of it sticking out beside the photo there. I did like it under the photo, but then it's up against that wreath, which is also very white. So I do actually end up pulling out that sticker. I just didn't like it there that much anyway, and I much prefer to put that gift in that spot. And I don't mind so much the sharpness of it down the bottom there. I don't know why. I think because it's partially tucked under the tree. It looks okay. I'm happy with it. And then that little peppermint sweet. Then I find this little gingerbread house. It's really cute. It fits in there quite nicely. So I am going to pop that in. I'm just going to go through and trim the thick white border off the edge. I do leave a very thin white border on it still, but I just don't like all that heavy white. There we go. That looks so much better. And I do that for most of the die cuts that I use from this collection. There we go. I found the green phrase. I think it says, "'Tis a season to sparkle." Something like that. I really like that down there. It just really finishes that title off and helps to ground it. I like this little cat. He's cute. Kind of silly, but I don't know. He's cute. He's a cute little animal. He's got a sand hat on. It's a baby layout, so why not? And I don't think I trimmed too much of that border off. No. I didn't mind it on him. What can I say? I can't always explain my decision-making process. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this part down. I did struggle a bit off camera with another item to put in at the top of the photo there. There we go. But I just ended up going in with the phrase sticker. I like that there. Helps to bring some of that green from the tree across as well. Just says Merry Christmas, I think. And then the very last thing I'm going to do is put in some of these little mirrored stars. I think they're just table scatters or sequins that I've had them forever. They're just really pretty. I love sneaking them on layouts. They're really shiny, and you can always put stars on a Christmas layout. And there's already that star at the top of the tree, so yeah, really happy with that. The last thing I do is trim off my branding strip, and that will be everything. Thank you so much for joining me today. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. It really helps me out, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.